Are you wanting to get consistent with your exercise and build muscle? Do you want to find a good exercise routine that doesn't take forever? Maybe you want to stop wondering what to do or Googling random workouts. Today, I'm really going to be talking about the basics to get into a good exercise routine. I'm going to be going over mindset, habits, and actual practical tips of what you should be thinking about when it comes to exercise. And before we get started, I just want to share this really awesome sale that I have going on till October 20th. So I'm an independent partner with Enzino because I really love their products. So for these next couple weeks, if you buy one of their products, you're going to get my course, Healthy Inside and Out, for free. This is a $397 value. And if you order two of their products, you're going to get that course, and you're also going to get a month of my personal training app. So you're going to have the opportunity to have me as your personal trainer for a whole month, designing custom workouts just for you. You guys aren't going to see the sale again. So if you've been on the fence or thinking about working with me, now is the time. So in the description down below, you guys will see a link that will take you to a page on my website, and it's going to explain some more of the products that Enzino has that I really like and use. So you guys can choose the products that you really need for your health. My number one recommendation is always going to be their Omega Balance Kit, where you can start testing your omega levels and bringing your body into less inflammation, which is what most of us need if we are over 40 here. And I also really love their Extend Plus multivitamin and immune support, especially going into winter. We want to make sure that we have really strong immune systems. I also use both of these products for my kids. They have prebiotic fiber, so if you're working on your gut health, this can be really key to helping to grow the good bacteria that you do have in your stomach. So make sure you guys check that link. And if you guys have questions, you can send me an email. You can also send me a message on Facebook, and I would love to answer any questions that you have. Hi friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michele, mama 4 and military wife, and I'm passionate about helping women get healthy from the inside out so they can feel better and live their best life. Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight and get in shape? If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably, then you're in the right place. I combine my expertise from my doctorate in physical therapy to my experience as a health coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher to bring you actionable steps for a healthy lifestyle. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. All right, so when it comes to exercise, I want to first talk about mindset here, because it's often something that we overlook, but it's often the thing that is holding us back. So when it comes to exercise, I want you guys to think about this first. Are you thinking of exercise as something you have to do, something you should do? Can we start to change that talk to ourselves to, I want to. I'm blessed to get to move my body. I'm actually excited to get to do this. It may feel a little hard. I may have some resistance, but I actually want to do this. And we have these conversations going in our head all the time. Most of the time, we're not even aware of them or what we're really saying to ourselves. Because if we're thinking we have to or we should do something, we're going to have so much more resistance than if we change to I want to, or I get to, or I have this opportunity to. So notice that talk in your head and see what it is and see if you can start to change that. And then also, when it comes to exercise and most things in our culture, we want a quick fix. We want a quick result. And that doesn't happen when it comes to our health most of the time, especially if we're doing something that is sustainable. So we really need to shift to this mindset of embracing the journey that we're on and not just focusing on the destination. I do want you guys to think of your why, and I'm going to talk about that next. But we have to think of this as a journey and embracing it. And especially when it comes to exercises, these different pieces of getting started. And maybe we're going to have a little bit of sore muscles, or how can I start slower so I'm not getting as sore? Or even things like timing our protein so our muscles don't get as sore and we can build our muscles. So can we embrace this health journey that we're on and not just focus on the destination in the sense of like, I want to lose weight, I want to be to a certain size, because it is about so much more than that. And we need to focus on this whole picture. And the next thing when it comes to mindset is to focus on your why. And like I just said, not that I want to lose weight or be a certain size. Those specific things tend to trip us up if we are focused too much on those. And it doesn't mean some of us may need to lose weight to actually be healthier. And that's okay, but we need to focus on this bigger why. And what I mean is, what is the real goal? If you lose that weight, why are you doing this? So going beyond that, if I get to a size, whatever it is, because most of the time it doesn't matter what size you want to get to, there can still be this unhappiness. So maybe someone has the goal just to get to size 12 and they would be happy. Maybe for someone else, they want to get to size 4, but when they get to size 4, that's not good enough. Then it's a size 2. So those things don't matter as much. It's that deeper why, what's behind that. And here on this podcast, I'm focused all about health, not just weight loss, but doing it in a healthy way. So we have to dig to that deeper why. Is that to get up and play with your kids, to be able to go out on hikes with your family, to go on a bike ride? Or is it something like to get on an airplane and to buckle your seatbelt and for it to fit and not need an extender? Is it to go up a flight of stairs and not feel like you're so out of breath? Dig to these deeper whys, because that's going to help provide the motivation for this journey that you are on. All right, so now let's dive into habits. So one really big thing when it comes to making exercise a habit is to have a plan. And this is for anything that we do. And commonly, when you are not an expert in exercise, it is hard sometimes to come up with a plan. So you really need to know what you are doing and have it laid out. And this is really where, if this is the part you are struggling with, having a personal trainer can make a difference, because when you have something laid out for you and you know what you're doing each day, it's going to be so much more easier to make that a habit. And this is what I do for clients inside my personal training app. I'm creating custom workouts for them, adjusting it as they need it. Maybe they're traveling, maybe they need something harder or easier, and I'm able to adjust it to their goals and to what is going on in their life right now and how their body is. Maybe they need to do more or less legs, or maybe they need to do more yoga or different things, and I'm able to adjust that. So if you're doing this on your own, make sure that you have a plan for yourself. And if this is something you need support in, then I encourage you to get a personal trainer. And right now with my sale going on, this is an awesome time to be able to take advantage of my personal training app. And also, when it comes to habits, guys, sometimes whenever we're starting something new, whether this is with exercise, nutrition, or in our parenting or our morning routine or whatever it is, we have resistance. Our brain doesn't like to do something new. It likes to do what we've been doing. And so sometimes we have to really start small to overcome this resistance. So let's think really small when it comes to exercise if you're someone who is not exercising. So that might just be that you are going to do like 10 squats a day. Maybe you're going to do 10 push-ups standing against the wall. Or maybe it's you're going to take a couple extra flights. Whatever it is, keep going smaller till you don't feel that resistance anymore. And that might need to be where you start. That doesn't mean that doing 10 squats a day is going to help you reach your goals, but it's going to get you started. So a lot of times when I'm working with clients and they haven't exercised for years, I'm going to start small with them with 5 to 10 minute workouts. And really within a few weeks, most of them are able to build up to 15 or 30 minute workouts and they feel good. Their body doesn't get super sore. So start small if you're currently not working out and you're feeling resistance. And also when it comes to habit, I want you guys to think of a trigger. So 1, you have that plan laid out like I was talking about. 2, we're starting with the smallest start, so we have less resistance. And 3, we have to have a trigger. So maybe that's laying out your clothes so you visually see them. Maybe it's setting a reminder on your phone. Maybe it's doing your workout in the morning, which is what I have been doing. So I do my Bible study and prayer time, and then I go right into my morning workout. So it's sort of like when I do this, my Bible study, which I have that as a habit, then I'm going to work out. And we have to have these triggers or these when-thens so that it's easier to remember to do it in the first place, because we can have all the good intentions and then we get busy, caught up in what we're doing, and we don't stick to it. So we need those triggers for ourselves. And the last piece I want to talk about here is practical tips for exercise. So I always want to say, start with what you're going to do. So I'm going to give you my recommendation, but I want you to keep that in mind. If what I am saying feels like there's so much resistance, then start with what you would more enjoy doing. So for example, if that's something like dancing, start with that. But my recommendation is, especially when it comes to women over 40, is we want to focus on building and maintaining our muscle mass. And this is really the key to longevity. The more muscle we have, the better we're going to age. And even when someone is getting old, close to the end of their life, like 80s, 90s, whatever that is for them, typically they're losing more and more muscle mass, and our body will break that down. So it's really key. Even if someone is to get sick or sustain an injury, our body needs that protein. It also will take from our muscle mass if we're not getting that. So muscle is really key, and we really have to prioritize this. So we need to be doing strength training at least a few times a week, because we want to build that muscle and we want to maintain that muscle mass. So you can do this body weight. You can also do this with weights. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I only work out at home right now. So you can have some weights out at home. You can also have bands. You can have something set up, but you have to focus on, how can I build my muscles? This is something we need to keep thinking about, no matter if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s. It is important at all these age ranges. And this is something we have control over. So having a really strong strength training program that works for your body. And then when it comes to exercise, I also want you to think of flexibility and balance. And this comes from my physical therapy background. We really want to have a functional body and a functional exercise program. So we want to make sure that not only are our muscles strong, but that they're also flexible enough so that we're not straining ourselves or injuring our muscles. And balance becomes important, especially as we're getting older. We don't want to fall down. We want to have those little muscles in our ankle nice and strong so that if the ground is uneven or something, we're able to catch our balance. But we have to train this part of our balance. So for me, so you can obviously do balance and flexibility as part of your strength training program. This is also why I like to incorporate yoga into my weekly routine of exercise, because I am getting the strength training in a different way, because it's usually like holding positions for longer versus lifting a heavier weight. So it's working different muscle fibers. I'm getting that flexibility. So I am stretching up, I'm reaching down, I'm lengthening different muscles, even why I am strengthening some muscles sometimes, and then working on that balance within yoga. So I think this is really important from a functional standpoint. And also with exercise, I just want to remind you guys to not stress your body. So sometimes when we go 0 to 60 when it comes to exercise, it's actually a stress in our body and can increase cortisol, and we don't want to do this. And also sometimes this happens with people who do more cardio. So cardio can be stressful to our body, especially if we're doing that 0 to 60. So we want to start small and slowly work our way up, and always checking in with our body. How are we feeling? How is my stress level? And all these other things. So when it comes to our exercise, we have to be thinking about our mindset. We have to shift it to I want to or I get to. We have to embrace this as a journey and know our deeper why of why we're exercising, so we can have that motivation. We have to have habits in place. We have to have a plan of what we're doing. And we have to make sure that maybe we're starting small so we can bypass some of that resistance we're feeling to getting started, and have a trigger or a reminder so we can actually remember to do what we want to do. And then when it comes to our exercise, we really need to focus on building our muscle. making sure we have good flexibility and balance and not stressing our body. So I encourage you guys that if you are feeling stuck, to do what you need to get unstuck. Stop putting off you and your health. We're never going to regret caring and taking care of our body. It really should be one of the primary things that we do, but it so easily gets pushed away. So if you guys need support when it comes to exercise, check the links down below. I would love to support you through my personal training app. And just a reminder, if you've been thinking about working with me, now is the time. My sale ends October 20th. And if you purchase 2 Zinzino products by then, you're going to get a month of personal training free with me. So this is a great time to start. And if you guys have questions, you can set up a free call or message me on Facebook. I would love to hear from you guys. All right, friends. So I encourage you to not just take this podcast as one more thing you're hearing, but put some actionable steps into place that you need to start moving forward in your health.